Hello, in this video I'm going to go over the basics of using a computer. Before I show you anything on the screen, I'm going to talk a little bit about the computer itself. So take a look at your computer right now, and if you look either below you or sometimes behind the screen, you will see something called a computer. The physical computer looks like a tower in most cases, and this is what holds all the electronic components of the computer. The screen that you're looking at is on something called a monitor. The monitor is very similar to a television screen. It displays text, pictures, and whatever you need to look at in order to use a computer. To type, we have something called a keyboard. The keyboard is used to input letters, numbers, pretty much enter data. To point and click, you use something called a mouse. The mouse controls the movement of the pointer on the screen, and you use it to select options on the computer. Inside the tower, you have a few slots. Those are called your disk drives. And on your disk drives, you can insert DVDs, CDs, and some older computers may have a drive for a floppy disk, but those are pretty much faded out. Next, I'm going to talk about the operating system. What an operating system does is it performs the basic tasks required to use the computer, which includes interacting with the computer hardware, maintaining files, and pretty much it's what tells your computer to do what it does. So if you're using a PC, your operating system is most likely Microsoft Windows. There are a couple different versions of Microsoft Windows. All the ones on campus here run Microsoft Windows 8, and some of the other common Windows operating systems are Windows 7 and Windows XP. Now this tutorial is going to be based around the Windows operating system, since that is what I happen to have on this computer. So I started my computer up, and if you look on the screen here, you're going to see a bunch of icons on a gray background. This screen here is called the desktop. If you hover down on the lower right hand corner, you'll see your start button, and that'll bring you to the start menu. This little gray bar down here is known as the taskbar, and the taskbar is where you'd be able to see which programs are running. So if you look right here, you can see I have Google Chrome running in the background, and then I have my recording software. If you look on the lower right here, you see another series of icons. Here you can see my date and time. You can control the volume, look at the internet connection, any sort of computer notifications will appear here, and because my screen is a touch screen, I have a little icon here that allows me to use my touch screen. Now let's look over on the left side of the desktop once more, and you'll see a bunch of icons that decorate my desktop. Each one of these icons are called a shortcut icon, and what shortcut icons do is allow me to quickly access programs without searching for them. Over here we have our recycle bin. So when something is deleted, in most cases it ends up right in this recycle bin. Consequently, you can also drag things into the recycle bin to delete it. So now I'm going to open a program. I will open Firefox here, and we're going to talk about Windows. Now, I'm not talking so much about Microsoft Windows 8, which is the operating system. I'm talking about this screen right here. Anytime you open a program, it will appear in a window. I know it's kind of confusing. And in the window, you will see a title bar, which is right up here, the menu bar, and then below you have things called toolbars. So down here I have my bookmarks toolbar, and each button on here is also called an icon. Some important buttons in every window is in the upper right hand side. You'll have a little X. This will close your program. This button here will make this full screen, and this here will minimize it. So when I click minimize, you notice I have my desktop back, but now there's a little icon down here showing that the program is still running. On the right hand side, you have something called a scroll bar. Your scroll bar will move the screen up and down. So I'm going to minimize this, and we're going to talk about software. By itself, a computer's hardware is not very useful. You can connect it and set it in place, but it won't do anything until you have some sort of software to perform the tasks for you. Software also refers to programs that will tell a computer what to do. Some examples of software are Microsoft Word, which is used for word processing, Adobe Photoshop, which is for photo editing, Mozilla Firefox, which is a web browser, and Internet Explorer, which is another web browser. It's important to know how to shut your computer off. Now, in order to shut your computer off, because running a computer for a long time is never a good idea, you're going to go to the bottom right, and you'll see the Start button up here. You're going to click on Start, and then because I'm using Windows 8, I do have a whole video on how to use Windows 8. I will have to click on the upper right hand corner here, go down to Settings, and you'll see a button here that says Power. And from here I can turn off my computer. So now that you understand some basic computing, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please like or subscribe to see more like it. Thanks for watching.